Hello guys, welcome to the first video of our channel, The Indian Coding Boy. If you want to watch our content in Tamil, click link on the description below. So the purpose of creating this channel is to showcase some practical implementation of programming, to show some real world engineering and how engineering is applied in real life. In future days, we'll be also posting some gaming related stuff. So in today's video, you will be seeing about how to send a WhatsApp message using Python. So you may be wondering like why I need to send a WhatsApp message using Python. Consider a situation where you want to send hundreds of messages, or if you want to send a timely message, you can automate the task using Python. This is not only for WhatsApp, you can apply this to any social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, etc. So let's dive on to today's session. So the basic requirements you need are, we need a browser where we'll be opening our web WhatsApp. We need Python to be installed in our system, and we need a tool called a Selenium driver. This tool is going to connect our Python script and the browser. Let's go with installation process. If you know already how to install these things, you can directly go to the coding section. I will leave a timestamp in the description. So I'm just opening the browser. In the search window, I'm typing like download Python for Windows. Since I'm using a Windows OS, click on the first link, which is the official link for Python. In the downloads tab, click on the Python 3.8.3, which is the latest version now. It is asking me for location. I will just save it in desktop. Okay, fine. It has downloaded. I will open that. Hit on the run. See carefully. You should click the checkbox add Python 3.8 to the path. Okay, it will take some time to install. In that time, let's see what are the requirements we need. Next, we need a driver called Selenium driver. So the tool, I'm going to Chrome and typing Selenium driver for the browser which you are using. In my case, it is Chrome. Fine, click on the first link. You may see that there are several driver versions available, 84, 83. You should download a driver which matches to your Chrome version. For that, I am going to the help section and seeing about Google Chrome. Here you may see the version is 83. So any 83 driver is going to support my Chrome. I will download this. You may see several links are being populated here. Chrome driver for Linux 64-bit machine, Mac OS 64-bit machine, Windows 32-bit. You can download this. Even if your system is 64, you can download this 32-bit file. Just download it as a zip file. I will close the browser because all our downloading things are done. Yeah, I will extract the zip file. So we are going to extract a Chrome driver application, which is the tool I was saying about. Okay, you may see that Chrome driver application is being installed. Let me check whether my Python installation is done. Yeah, I got the prompt. Setup was successful. Let me check. Open the command prompt. For that, press Windows and R key, type CMD and hit enter. Type the command Python so that your Python version should display. Yeah, my Python version is displaying and the interpreter is opened up. And we need to install a Selenium package. Now the Selenium package is nothing but a set of predefined codes which are written by certain developers. We can use the code inside the package. So we should install that package first. Here in case of the Selenium package, it has certain codes so that we can interact with the Selenium driver tool which we had installed. So I'm just going to the command prompt and exiting of the interpreter. For that, I'm giving Ctrl Z. Then pip install Selenium. It will install the Selenium package for me. So pip is nothing but the package installer for Python. You can install several packages using this pip command. Yeah, you may see that the Selenium package is being installed. Fine, all the requirements are being done. I'll just close this and close the command window. I'll open a notepad to start my coding. You can use the IDE if you prefer, but notepad will work fine. So I'm going to use the package which I had downloaded. So from Selenium. So the Selenium package has several modules and classes. I just need one single element called as WebDriver. So I'm just going to import that. This WebDriver is going to open a browser window for us. it has certain functions. So function is nothing but function will do certain task. So from WebDriver, dot is an important thing as per computer science is concerned. For example, you may use dot to end a statement or a sentence in a normal language perspective, but as you considered as a computer science perspective, dot is something which do a connection operation. For example, consider www.google.com. This dot is doing some connection between the World Wide Web and the Google and the .com, things like that. So here from the WebDriver element, I am going to use a function. Function is nothing but it performs certain task. Function has parenthesis. Inside parenthesis, we can give some input to the function. Here I am going to give a string input. The input is referred as parameter here. So string is nothing but a sentence or a word is called as a string. So inside what string we are going to give inside this Chrome function is that we are going to specify the path where our Chrome driver tool is being installed. In my case it is desktop. So to copy the path, go inside that file. So here it is. I'm going inside that. In the About tab, just copy the path, Ctrl C, and paste the path here, Ctrl V. So give a slash and mention the application name here, Chrome driver. Fine. I'll just maximize it so that you can view clearly. So you may see that there is something called a /u/s. Sometimes our Python will take this /u as an Unicode. Unicode is a encoding scheme, so which is not preferred. It should take this as a string. I mean a complete string which the path is specified. So for taking it as a raw string, I am specifying it as R. So this function will return a reference. Reference in the sense certain value about our browser. So I am storing it in variable, object variable called as browser. For an easy understanding, I am naming it as browser. So if you want to perform any task in the browser, I will use this object. Okay. Now I want to get an URL. Get in the sense I want to open an URL. For that I am using a get function. So in my case it is going to be WhatsApp web. So HTTPS, it is a protocol. If you don't know how to get this URL or a web address, you can just go to your Google and type the address you want, and this address will pop up on the web address. You can just copy paste that. webwhatsapp.com. Fine. I will save this. Click on file, save as. I will just name it as whatsapp.py. Py is mainly to store the Python files. The extension .py is for storing the Python file. Save it. I am saving it as all files. Fine. And hit the save button. It has saved. Now if I see my desktop, that Python file should be there. Yeah, you can see this WhatsApp for Python file is being here. So I want to open the command window in this desktop. For that, press the shift key and right click so that you should get a pop-up like this. In this, there will be option like open command window here. Now you can see the directory which I am working or the place which I am working. In that place, the command window had opened up. In my case, it is open in desktop. For running the Python file, give Python first and give the name of the file, WhatsApp with the extension .py. So that what it is going to do is like it is going to open a browser window and going to open the URL. In our case, it is going to be web WhatsApp. Yeah, fine. So it is a network program, so it sometimes asks to access network access. Windows will ask for network access. Just click allow access. This is the only thing you should do. I mean, only manual thing we are going to do. We are going to automate the rest of the task. For this, just scan the URL. Open your WhatsApp and scan the URL. Now you may see that my WhatsApp is getting opened up. Now we want to type a friend name in the search box so that we can open the chat. So for getting the friend name, I'm just opening the code window, I mean the notepad window, to type a code for that. Give the input function. This input function will get input in the command window. So I will give a string like enter your friend name. Fine. I'm storing this in a variable so that in further case we can use this variable. Similarly, we want to get the message. I'm giving it as enter your message. Fine. Next, in this demonstration I will be showing like how to send a message blast using Python. So it is purely for some educational purpose. Don't misuse it at any cost. Hope I know you guys will not do that. Enter a number of messages. See here, it should always take it as an integer value, so I'm explicitly mentioning as int. Int is nothing but a number. Number is, we mention a number in Python as int. Fine. What this part of code will do is, this part of code will get an input in the command window when we run the program. So to send this data to the browser, we want to find, our browser doesn't know where this search box exists. For that, you just right click and there will be an option called inspect. Click on that. You will be getting a picker tool like this. Click on the picker tool and click the search box, so that in right side you may see the code for the search box is being highlighted. Just right click on it, give copy. In that copy the XPath. So XPath is nothing but the XPath is certain address or a certain path, so that our browser can find that search box in the entire web page. So we can do the coding part for that now. So browser dot, our browser is going to find an element by XPath. This is a predefined function, you can't change that. It takes a string parameter, paste the XPath which we copied. So it is going to return a reference, the reference of the search box. I'll just save it in a variable. Fine. Now our search box is being found, but we want to send a certain message, right? Here if I want to send my friend's name, for example Captain, if I type, my friend's name should come. So to do that, there is a function called as send keys. Send keys function will send the message we needed. So in our case, call the reference search box dot send keys. This function will send the friend name to the browser. So we have already got a friend name in the command window. I'm just passing it here. Now if I simply type a friend name, it will not go to his chat. In order to enter his chat, I want to hit the enter key so that it will enter to his chat. So we can't directly give send keys enter so that it will press the enter key. In order to do that, we need to import something from the Selenium package which we had already installed. So from Selenium dot from WebDriver dot common dot keys. These keys are certain predefined keys. Some constant keys like Control, Alt, Enter. We can use that from that keys. So from the search box dot send keys, I'm going to enter. See here the keys is a capital K. Python is purely case sensitive, so if you miss with the capitalization, it will throw up error. And the enter is completely capitalized since it is a constant. Fine. Now we had entered into our friend's chat. In order to send a message, we want to find the XPath of our message box, which is similar to what we had done for the search box. Click on the picker tool, go to the message box and copy the code. Copy the XPath. Fine. Now say browser dot find element by XPath. Here I am going to paste the code which I copied. Fine, all set. I will just store this in a object variable. Fine. Similarly, in the same case, we want to enter the message here. So I'm giving like message using the send keys function. So we had already got the message from the console window, command window, which is we stored in the message variable. I'm just passing the variable here. Similarly, if you want to send a message, we should hit the enter key. For example, if I'm typing the message here, oh, it is something pinned, I think. I'll just close this. Got hung. So I'll just open it up. Yeah, if I want to send the message, I should hit the enter key so that the message will be sent. Similar way, we should mention the enter key here. Message box dot send keys. For enter, same what we have done for the search box, give it for the message box. Fine. Now what our code will do is it will send a message only once. To repetitively send the same message, we want to give this code, this piece of code inside a loop. Loop is nothing but a certain lines of code which is going to be done for a certain period of time. So I'm writing this code inside a simple for loop. For I is a loop variable in range. So in range, inside the range function, we are going to pass the number, which is we got something called as how many number of times you want to send the message, right? We are going to pass that variable here. So I'm going to write this entire 3 lines of code in 3 indentation. 3 indentation in the sense 3 spaces. This is the for loop syntax for Python. So the code inside the Python for loop will come inside 3 spaces. Fine. Let me check. 1, 2, 3. Fine. I think everything will work now properly. I am saving this code. I'll just close the window which I had already opened, and I'm going to run the code again. So it is getting successfully opened up. I will scan the QR code. Yeah, my QR code is being scanned. Now you can just close the browser. In command window, it is asking like enter your friend name. In my case, I am writing like Captain America. My friends group, we all will be calling like Marvel. We are a deep Marvel fans, so we'll be just going with this. And a message like, hey Steve. How many I will send? Like 100 messages probably. I tried up to 3000 messages one time. So now you may see that our message blast is getting activated. It is going to send hundreds of messages like hey Steve, hey Steve. That's it guys. If you like this video, give a thumbs up, share your views about this video in the comment section. If you want more content like this, click on the subscribe button. See you again with another interesting video. Bye everyone.